Hello travelers, Boardman21 here, and today we're going to discuss the top 5 builds in Last Epoch right now based on arena and corruption pushing. Now these may not be the exact top 5, but these top 5 are very, very strong builds, and they're ones that we have links to so that you can get started. There are a couple of builds out there that I've heard or rumored to have done really, really well, but there are no build guides to them, or at least I have not found them, and nobody has sent them to me, and nobody that I asked knew of them. So unfortunately I can't put those in there, but they will be in the honorable mention area. Now these 5 builds that we're about to list have all pushed very high in the arena, usually by at least one person, and they will have written guides as well as videos on YouTube for you to find out the best way to build it. Alright, it should be noted that we are still pretty early in the patch, which means not all builds have been discovered or pushed to their maximum. However, these 5 have already proven to be strong. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Coming in at number 5, we have the Static Orb Sorcerer. Now this thing is a powerhouse. It deals great damage, has tons of leech, can kill things from afar, and since it has that great AoE where it's both ranged and melee because it just takes up everything in that area, kind of like the Hammerden did, you can basically just annihilate everything all at once. The rats that jump on you as far as the chimeras that are really far out there, which makes it a very big build. On top of this, you are using a unique helm called the Fractured Crown that can have up to 50% damage reduction converted into your mana, which can give you huge damage reduction. Now it does go at a 5-to-1 ratio, which means that if you get hit enough, you can actually have all of your mana be deplenished that way. However, that's going to take a lot of hits to you, or really big hits, which means you're standing in things you shouldn't stand in anyways. However, it's very tanky, and this build in particular has already been pushed to just over 400 waves. Coming in at number 4, we have the Void Knight Warpath, and this one is based on hit damage and proccing echoes of Warpath behind you that will hit even harder than you do. You can come with a lot of damage reduction with this. You can wear the Wings of Argentus, which have 40% damage reduction. And then on top of that, your echoes, while they are hitting enemies, will still leech you life as it's counting as damage that you're dealing, which allows you to have a ton of leech, especially since you're a Void Knight and you get all that void damage leech. On top of that, you get big AoE, and for single targets, the best change for this build, if you go in a circle, you can get up to 3 echoing warpaths to hit the same target, which more than triples your damage compared to previous patches. So this build not only has more DPS than before, it can be just as tanky as before. There also is the new pair of gloves, the Ravenous Void, which can give you an additional 25% damage reduction. So you can have tons of DR, be always on the move, and do damage when you're not even around, and just let your echoes handle everything behind you. It is a very powerful build. Alright, coming in at number 3 is that man right there, Lizard IRL's Turbo Multi-Striker. Now this thing is based around using multi-strike with the spear form, so you have extra range, and you can see that he's got not only good AoE, but he's attacking very fast and doing a lot of damage. He managed to push this build to 427 waves, or at least last time I looked, that's how high it had went. So it is very, very possible to go very high in the arena with it. It is a very powerful melee build, and not many other melee builds can compete with it. Of course, this is Lizard we're talking about. He does nothing but push arena every day, all day, so don't expect to jump to those waves or surpass it on your first try. Coming in at number 2, we have 𝐓𝐢𝐦𝐞 𝐒𝐿𝐽. This is a lightning-based sorcerer that uses Lightning Blast and Lightning Nova, or Elemental Nova in the lightning form, and it does a ton of damage, and it has been at the top of the ladder for ever. It's been 5, 6, 7 patches in a row now where it's ranked supreme. It does get a little bit of a nerf here and there. This latest patch, it saw a loss in some damage with the lightning idols getting a slight nerf, but it is still pushed, or 𝐓𝐢𝐦𝐞 has still pushed it to 570 waves in the arena. So it is definitely still a top contender. Coming in at the number 1 spot is the VK Smiter, and this has been pushed to over 570 waves. This bad boy is quick, it does lots of damage, it's got AoE, it's got great single target, you get to wear a shield and be super tanky, you have a ton of leech. It is a very fast, quick moving, high DPS, and complete tank build. It's going to allow you to survive high into corruption, high in the arena, and absolutely just destroy everything that you encounter. If you haven't tried this build yet, I highly recommend it. It's not necessarily that I think that it will get nerfed in the future, but it could possibly see some changes as as it might be just a little too fast for the pace in Last Epoch. Alright, that's going to wrap it up for the top 5. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's go ahead and get into some honorable mentions. For honorable mentions, I've got 2 builds for you that I will put the links down below. Number 1 is going to be the Bow Mage. The Bow Mage is still very powerful, very fast clear. However, it is a little squishy and it just hasn't pushed as many waves as the other builds. The second build that I have for you is Shadow Cascade Blade Dancer, which is assumed to have pushed 600 waves so far this patch. However, there's no build guide, there's nothing for it, and I haven't got confirmation that it was a legit push, so I wasn't able to put it in this. However, I can guarantee you that the Blade Dancer and Shadow Cascade Synchronized Strike are very strong. Whether they can push 600 or not, I'm not sure. But if you're looking for something other than what you saw in the video, that's another option for you to do. And that's going to wrap it up for the top builds in Last Epoch right now. As always, stay safe and enjoy your day.